So this book is based on Benedict Bridgerton, and him finding his love match in Sophie. I want to start off with you, Liv.
Yes.
To talk about why we love Benedict, because I know you have a lot. I know you have a lot of feelings on this.
Yeah, this is one of my passion projects. Look, Benedict he's the wild card of the family, I'd say. He's the free spirit. He's the one that can't get tied down. He travels. He sleeps with anyone and everyone. He has a lot of different kind of hobbies, and he's just the fun-loving brother. Right? And I think people specifically at the moment are obsessed with a slow burn as well. Mm-hmm. And that's what his love story is all about. That's what we've discovered through the trailer. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, everyone's obsessed with heated rivalry. Everyone's obsessed with people we meet on vacation, which is also a similar aspect of the slow burn. And he is also just so hot.
He's
so hot.
Oh, he's just divine. Where's this glow up going to come? There's nowhere to go. He's as high as you can be.
Well, funny you say that, is that it is very famous that every Bridgerton brother has a glow up before the season that they come into, being the main character. And that is also how people predict who's going to have the next season. So that's something to look out for this season too. Who suddenly just gets hot.
We'll have a hotness tracker
of
all of the kids.
Who's looking like they're hitting the gym a little bit more, you know?
You are spot on though. So Anthony lost those horrendous sideburns at the end of season 1, thank God, because Kate would not be there with those chops. Just revolting. Colin just got a really good tan.
And he got jacked. He got fully buff. He got very buff.
And he got more hair.
Yeah.
He also got hotter in the press tour.
Yes.
How they styled him and how they did his hair.
That's true.
He, as a human being, kind of drummed up the support of Bridgerton by being hot. As we know, press tours are kind of an extension of the show now. So it was all kind of swept up in that.
Yes. So that is obviously, we all love every Bridgerton brother, but I would say Benedict is he's like the wild card. He's
absolutely
a free spirit. And you're like, I can't wait for the one girl to walk in to change his mind.
It's funny, none of them really want to be tied down except for Daphne and maybe Francesca. But all of the Bridgerton siblings have that air of, I don't really want this.
Yeah.
Well, they've got such full lives with a wonderful family unit anyway.
Do.
So including someone else and bringing someone else into that life, they know they have to do it.
Yeah.
But they're just not that jazzed about it.
No.
The thing I love about Benedict is that he has really distinct relationships with all of his siblings.
He does.
Slinging shit is his love language. And his relationships with Eloise, with Colin, with Anthony, they're all just so interesting. And I find that second brother, the spare trope, really interesting.
Yeah, so do I. I think that's why, specifically online too, people are like, oh my gosh, we're going to get him.
Yeah, which it obviously was released well in advance that this was Benedict's season. There is a big reveal that Shonda does of releasing who the Bridgerton sibling is, whose season it is, and then also releasing who their love match is, the casting of that, which I found very interesting. And as they started shooting, they released that the love match was Yerin Ha, which is an Australian actor.
Do you know this makes her one of the first non-British stars of Bridgerton? Nicola Coughlan is Irish, and the actor who plays Will Mondrich was born in Nigeria but grew up in the UK. But Yerin is full born and bred Aussie. She's just bought an apartment in Sydney with her mum.
And she actually, there's acting royalty in her family. Her grandmother is a veteran Korean actress. She is Korean-Australian, is a veteran Korean actress and a radio host. And both her parents met in acting school, which I thought there's a dynasty there. And she's also a NIDA grad. She has some credits in Australia, Reef Break in 2019, as well as the Stan series Bad Behaviour, which I actually auditioned for.
Oh.
Fun fact. And I went back and I was like, we would have shared a scene. Obviously 10 years older than it just wouldn't have worked. And I've let it go. She said a few things about being cast, that she was in Korea when she got the call. She was having brunch with her mum, got the call that she got the role and was jumping up and down on the street. And she always thinks about that all these strangers just saw her having the most important moment of her life on the street and they would have had no idea what was happening. And it felt like she was just crawling into her favourite TV show. She has mentioned that all of the Bridgerton cast members were very, very warm to her joining the cast. And it would be one of those hard things. You're joining a well-knit group of people who have been working together for 5 to 6 years and being the newcomer. I wonder how that feels.
speaking of her grandma, there's a very cute video that you can find on TikTok of her grandmother finding out that she got the role in Bridgerton and how proud she was and how and how the family legacy is still living on, I guess, through her, but more in like Western like TV shows and stuff like that. But it was really cute how she was talking about it.
Oh, I love that. So Yerin gets this role. She goes for the audition and gets the role all within 10 days, which I think is crazy. So normally they would do a chemistry test with your love. If you're doing any type of romance, you're going to do a chemistry test just to make sure that's going to come off on screen. Georgie, what do we know about this?
So they did do a chemistry test, but it was on Zoom. So she got the role never having been in the same room, breathing the same air as Luke Thompson.
What a shame.
This chemistry test was done. Luke's in a room with Jess Brownhill, the showrunner, and the other casting execs. Yerin's first opinion of Luke was that he looked bored and tired, which he probably was. He'd probably done quite a few of them. But they said after this chemistry test, they all looked at each other when Yerin left the call and said, yeah, that was something, that was a thing. And they decided that she was going to get the role. So they didn't meet until Yerin was cast. They met at Jess's house. They went over for a dinner party. They actually met out the front and Jess watched them on her ring cam. So they walked towards each other and Luke held out his arms. And they gave each other a big hug. Now, she didn't save that footage, and you can save ring camera footage for 24 hours. And I really regret that she didn't because I would just love to see this. The rumour is that Luke played piano for them that night.
Of course he did.
Of course he did.
Because I could see Benedict doing
that.
that.
Exactly. He's a romantic hero in real life. I think casting a major role for one of Netflix's biggest series via Zoom is a really boss move.
Yeah, it's quite game.
Normally they would fly people for chemistry tests. That is something that they often do. And I know obviously COVID moved everything online to having chemistry tests, but I'm really surprised by that.
Like even for you, Grace, you've done auditions, I assume.
Yeah.
Do you do them, like would you?
I've done callbacks on Zoom.
Okay.
And they're clunky. And there's a few different ways that they can do them. You can have someone their end, like on another little Zoom screen, doing the lines for you and you've kind of got to figure out what your eyeline's meant to be. Or they ask you to have someone in your room with you doing it, but you've got to change your eyeline to still be on the screen so it works for their recording, but the audio is coming from within the space that you're in. It's because then for privacy reasons, they don't want to bring in someone else to that Zoom call. So it is like COVID obviously changed so many things. It made things easier, but this didn't make things easier. But for something so intimate that they're going to have to do, I'm assuming it's going to be the steamiest season that we know.
Exactly.
To trust that these two actors are going to be able to pull that, I'm quite shocked by a Zoom.
So all the Bridgerton couples had different sort of chemistry reads. And it depends on the timing as well around COVID. So Phoebe and Regé-Jean, who played the leads in Series 1, already knew each other and worked together on a British TV show called Waterloo Road. So the British public knew their chemistry, but the Shondaland execs didn't. They got them to do a chemistry read together and said that the chemistry was absolutely palpable. Simone Ashley had to come in and meet Jonathan Bailey and they sat on opposite ends of the couch and read as Kate and Anthony. Johnny Bailey said that the chemistry with Simone was off the charts and before she left the room, they knew that they were going to give her the role. Whereas Nicola Coughlan was the first actor of anyone to be cast in Bridgerton. So she had read the books, found out that the character of Colin was going to be the one who ends up with her character, slipped into Luke Newton's DMs. Don't we love that so much? And they got to know each other and they became friends. They actually sort of had that discussion, we really need to work on our chemistry. And now they're besties.
Oh, I love that. And you know what? That's again, if you're coming back to the press tour of their season, it was so joyful to watch them two together. So it's clear that the friendship is the foundation of their relationship.
Look, that is really interesting because Shondaland have a very serious no arseholes policy. So the genius casting director behind Bridgerton and so many of the other shows is Kelly Valentine Henry. She said that they only hire nice, hardworking people. The idea is that they need to become like an extended family and they also want people to hang around for seasons and seasons, like what's happened with Bridgerton. I love this policy and it became public when Shonda spoke about it in an interview. She was talking about Scandal and she said, there are no Heigls on this set. She's referring to Katherine Heigl. What a burn. She said, I don't put up with bullshit or nasty people anymore. I think this is so interesting and what a great policy to have.
I wonder how they can tell. Like, is there a questionnaire? What would you do if...
It's like one of those HR forms that we have to fill out when we start here to be like, what's your personality type? If there's like a C
Are you
and
a dickhead?
Yeah. Clash.
Yeah, did they ever get it wrong?